That story, minority on the Trades and Industry Committee has threatened that the next NDC government will cancel the government contract with West African agro-tech company WAATCO. The Minister for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, has indicated that the government has entered into a 20-year agreement with WAATCO to provide management services to the Komenda sugar factory. The deal, according to the ministry, will help revive the sugar processing factory, which has been abandoned since its completion.
Well, I've approved it. It's just that we haven't dotted the I's and crossed the T's. I think it was agreed that to be able to cross the T's, dot the I's, and eventually put the signatures, we must be clear about the sanctity of this whole edifice. There's no point signing a contract, committing them to sink in so much millions money when the stability of the system itself is not so clear. So I think the provisional feedback I'm getting from them is that they are happy with the maintenance government, MEP government is put into this place. They are quite happy. They will be able to run it. So I suspect that anytime within the next few days, they will come to my office for us to put our signatures to the document.
So what is in it for Ghana?
Well, if for nothing at all, it won't be rotten. You know, this has cost Ghana 38 million, when it should have cost us about 14, 15 million at the time. Actually, I got it wrong. The figure, the 18 million I'm talking about, would have been about twice the capacity of this.
But there is already an objection to the move. Speaking at a press conference in Parliament, ranking member on the Trades Committee, Yusif Sulemana, alleges that the deal involves a 50,000 service fee as well as profit sharing with the company.
Now, if you have gone into an agreement with WAATCO that is to provide some management services, what they have done is to import sugar from Brazil and other places. And what they brought is what we call semi-processed sugar. And that semi-processed sugar is what they have refined. They've refined just 3-4 days ago, and they're making noise about it. Clearly, it tells you that the jobs that we wanted to create, we're going to lose that to start with. Again, what are we talking about? One of the reasons why Komenda Sugar Factory was established was for us to reduce the importation of rice, sugar rather. Now, if you are still importing the raw sugar, you've done nothing. It's still the same importation that we are doing. But the worst of it is the fact that the minister will not even take his time. He won't take his time and read the very agreement that he himself has signed with the people. You said you have signed an agreement with them for 10 years. They've just started and they have just shown us that they have imported some semi-processed sugar and they have refined that sugar. Now, all of a sudden, you are talking about leasing it out for between 15 to 20 years. So what has happened to the existing agreement, for which you have even refused to bring to Parliament? And in that agreement, I'll give you a copy of the agreement. In that agreement, he is supposed to to pay 50,000 US dollars per month to WAATCO. I see you are making some exclamations. That is not even enough. He is also going to pay, that doesn't include the expatriates fees. This is just the management fees that he's going to pay to them on monthly basis, 50,000 US dollars. Now, if they were to bring in expatriates, and that's what they are going to do, those expatriates will be paid differently. And then any profit that is made, they are also going to be paid some percentage on the profit that will be made.
Now, Yusif Sulemana said the next NDC government will not hesitate to cancel their contract if the Trades Minister fails to subject the deal to parliamentary approval.
That agreement didn't come to Parliament because I can tell you WAATCO is a foreign company. And so if government had gone to take a loan of $35 million, and also we had also gotten an approval for another 24 million, and if government was going to take any major decision that will involve foreigners, then it was appropriate for them to come to Parliament for us to look at it. Remember, the NDC was accused of not coming to Parliament in matters of this nature. So one would have thought that they will not repeat those mistakes that they claim we had made. They never came. Let's don't forget, the loan will have to be repaid. How is he going to repay the facility? All these issues the minister owe Ghanaians that explanation. And that is why we have called you here to serve as our mouthpiece. Take this information everywhere in this country and beyond. And let me caution that any foreign company that is going into any contractual agreement with the minister, if there's no due process, we can only assure them that the NDC administration will abrogate the contract. And when that happens, they shouldn't say that we are causing any financial loss to the state. Once you don't go through the procedure, once you have not followed the laws of this state and we are abrogating it, we have every right to do it. And no impression should be created that Ghana is not a destination for investment. If you come and you respect our laws, you're going to do business and do it very well.
Now, speaking on top story earlier, Minister for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, said the ranking member is misinforming the public, assuring that a deal has not been reached yet with West African agrotech company WAATCO.
The previous government of NDC went for a loan, a bank loan from India, of about $38 or so million, and put up that plant. I've told the country that as of today, a plant the size of what we have at Komenda costs $18 million. Half the size we have. The 1,250 metric tons plant that we have. I mean, double the size of that today costs $18 million. Yet, $18 million. Yet in 2015, 2016, NDC put up that bit there for the cost of twice the cost. Now, that is a matter to deal with. Irrespective of all of that, the activities that they put up did not work. They handed over the reins of administration to the MPP government. The MPP government had to expend as much about between 45 and 50, I'm not sure about the figure, but it's certainly between 45 and 50 million Ghana cedis to get the equipment, to revamp, to get the equipment running. It simply wasn't doing great at all. We got some people to come in to see what is it that could be done to get the factory running. No one was interested. Now, after putting so much money, we thought we'd gotten somewhere. So finally, because it wasn't working, we gave a management contract to the company he mentioned to see if they could run it. It wasn't going anywhere. So we'd not been able to pay them, but they are very sympathetic. Okay. They've been managing it for us. So eventually we've gotten to is that this management company has managed to arrange a company from India which appears to be interested in running the Komenda Sugar Factory. What they have decided to do with us is to ask for a leasehold of our facility, our equipment. It is Ghana government property, 100% in the hands of Ghana government. I haven't signed anything, for Christ's sake. Have you heard what I said the other day? Okay. I mean, you played it back. Now we're now in the process of dotting the I's and crossing the T's before we put our signature.